Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all honors, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. With salutations to the elect brothers that's pushing this truth with sincerity across all four corners of the globe. Quick lesson on the prophet Obadiah. All right. It's a heavy chapter, even though it's a small chapter. Probably like maybe 3 pages, one chapter of pretty much Obadiah. He was he helped build the temple. Repair the temple in the days of Josiah, the king of Judah. Right, he was a descendant of the king of David, King David. He was the son of Arnan. All right, and the father of Shechaniah. All right, you can find him being there to help repair the temple during the days of Josiah, king of Judah, in 2 Chronicles chapter 34, verse 12. All right. Obadiah was one of the 12 minor prophets, and he was one of the prophets to announce the judgment of Edom, Edom. All right. So, when we go out to teach and we speak about Obadiah, is because it's concerning the downfall of Edom. All right. So as I go into this chapter, I'm just going to read, a few verses to show you what the Lord said concerning Edom as far as his judgment is concerned. I'm going to just read a few chapters in it. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. And it reads, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent amongst the heathens." Right, that ambassador was Abdur Nasser, Abdur Jamal Nasser, if I'm not mistaken, who was, I think, Egyptian ambassador or president, one of them kings. And he made a statement about them, about the Amalekites, concerning Israel, how Israel left black and came back white. So he was speaking of Esau, that's in the region of Israel right now, the so-called Jews, the Israelis. And that ambassador made that statement about the Edomites. All right. And back in 1943 or 42, one of them years, and finishing off in that verse, it says, arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Right, so all heathen nations are going to rise up against Edom in that day of judgment. All nations, even though they joined hand with them right now, as you can see in later days, they're gonna rise up against Esau. All right, and Edom. as far as Esau is his birth name, but Edom became his name later on that the Lord chosen onto him, because he was going to be a father of the red nation, Edomites. All right. Verse 2, it says, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Right, they're the lowest of the heathen, man. Their value is the lowest of them, out of all the heathen nations. They like the worst, you know. When the Lord mentions made thee small among the heathen, the quality of a human is the smallest. All right, their way of thinking, their genetic makeup, everything about them is the lowest level. All right. Is that verse 2? Yeah, they're small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Right, wherever you go, the Edomites are despised, man. They considered like the virus of the earth. All right, nobody likes them. They deal with them because of the blessing of the sword, because you're forced to deal with them. But if it was your preference, you could do without them. You know, every nation could do without them. They always say that, the Edomites are the reason for death, destruction, confusion. You have it. All right. So they're greatly despised. Verse 3, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, though thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. All right. Their hearts are leading them to believe that they're the greatest, even though they're the smallest. All right. Because of their works, they believe that, what they achieved is the best that man can achieve, but it's not. It's a minute level. To man, it may look great, but to the Most High, he know man is way greater than what they have achieved, And it says, though thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, right? They dwell in caves, man. Their greatest accomplishment is their skyscrapers, all right? And what are skyscrapers? Just giant tall buildings made of concrete, which is rock, all right, that they dwell in. When you live on the highest floor in the tallest building, that's their greatest accomplishment. They look at that as you made it to the top, Trump Towers, all right? The World Trade Center, Empire State Building. These are their greatest accomplishments, all right? Though thou dwellest in the clefts, and though thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, thou sayest in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Like, because they created these levels of achievements, building these tall buildings and these great empires, who could bring them down? They believe that they the most high, to the point where they, this whole MOTB is trying to reach the level of the Most High, controlling the whole world. That's what the MOTB is about. Controlling everyone, all right? Causing both small and great to receive the mark, all right? Revelation 13. But, who will bring me down to the ground? And the ending of verse 3. They don't, their pride is set them up. All right, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. All right. So even though that they build themselves up to a high level, to, like I said, skyscrapers, okay, drone technology, satellites, whatever, 5G towers, although they set themselves up to the highest level of achievements as they consider great features, great feats, the Lord said, thus will I send thee down. All right. Thus will I bring thee down. All right. So those 4 verses is mainly what I wanted to bring out is concerning, the judgment of Esau or Edom in the book of Obadiah, because this judgment is going to take place soon. And as we can see that they're at their pinnacle level of achievements. All right. The dragon, the beast, is already in place with NATO and the EU. All right. These kings is ruling the earth. And ultimately, their ultimate feat is to bring out, to introduce the world to the MOTB, which once that's introduced, the Lord gonna do his work. All right, because then that's when judgment is gonna be set forth, because they made their declaration, and the Lord gonna make his declaration. All right, so that's when I declare war. You ever play I declare war with a deck of cards? Once you bump heads and y'all got the same card out, you draw your swords, or you pull out your cards 4 times, and whichever card is the highest, that's the card that wins. Well, the Lord's card is going to be the highest. All right, and he's going to win, and his judgment is going to be set forth. And when you win, you take all the cards that's on the table. All right, and the Lord is coming to take all the crowns. All right, Revelation 19. He's coming to take all the winnings, or all the accomplishments of his adversary, which is Satan. All right, so your time is coming, Edom. All right, Lord willing, I hope that was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.